Morning everyone, welcome to the next episode on the Escort on Classic Car Bunker. Today we're going to be removing the interior and seeing how wet it is in there and having to clean it out and stuff. We're hoping to do some welding as well, the rear wheel tub, bits on the sills and whatever else we find, because we don't know how bad it's going to be just yet. And hopefully if we get enough time we might do a bit of filling on the arch. Going to be a long day today, so we'll crack straight on. Okay guys, so we're taking the interior out. This video is a little bit further on than when we last recorded trying to start the car and stuff, because we've been trying to do the white one. If you've watched the white Cortina's videos, we've just took the head off and we can't do a lot else until the gasket arrives. So what we've done is we've started dismantling the Escort. So the seats are out, apart from the actual rear seat. I don't think we actually need to take that out. Just look at that water.
Spider.
And then my dad's foot is even worse. Look at that. Absolutely soaking. But all the seats came out perfectly. Nothing rounded. Absolutely perfect come out. I've even stood in there where them tools are and I've not fallen through it, so that's a good sign. We have got a lot of welding to do, but hopefully not that much. So we've just took these sort of kick plates off here on the passenger side. Dale's now undoing the driver's side. If I can get, yeah, there you go. So he's just undoing them. They're tight as anything, but obviously we want to strip this completely back because we need the carpet to dry out, and it will need one hell of a valet, that's for sure, when we're finished. So yeah, that's where we are with the Escort at the moment. We'll probably bring it back when we start to take the carpet out so we can see what the floor looks like. Okay, so now pulling the carpet out, so we'll see the extent of how bad the rust is. I don't think it's going to be too bad. We know the areas that we've definitely got to weld and repair. Yeah. So look at that, look. Look at that. Right, I'm gonna get...
Oh God, yeah, we're gonna have to mop all that out,
yeah. So it's seeped through, look. Look at that. It's seeped through. Right, let me just stand back. I'm not sure of it. I might stop recording to... Oh no. So
just open the
carpet.
Just chuck it out there for a minute. Yeah. Lovely.
Right. So carpet in here, like so.
Right, should we take the protective matting off the sound deadening as well? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, still got
I'll
a
tell you
floor pan.
what, we're still, that's pretty good, you know.
Oh.
What's that side like?
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that.
Wow, I'm impressed. I'm actually impressed with that.
So guys, remember, 17 years this car's been sat, right. And look at it.
Just take it, don't snap it though. It's heavy.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah. Right, okay.
Right, take the front one out.
17 years, and there's the floor pan is pretty good.
Yeah, there's no rot.
It's pretty good. We just need to get the water out of the...
Yeah, there's no rot there at all.
There's no rot.
Oh God.
So yeah, it's good.
Front then, shall we?
Excellent, right.
Quite as heavy when it's bloody wet. Absolutely stinks.
Yeah.
Absolutely rancid.
Actually, it's put in quite a lot of bleach and stuff to clean this.
Oh, stinks.
So, yeah. If we had smell-o-vision.
Well.
Okay. So Yeah, it smells a bit like sewage water.
Look at that, still got floor
But
and
it's still
sills.
got a floor pan, still got the inner sills. So yeah, really happy. So we've not got as much welding as what we might have thought we had. So that's really good news. So we're going to clean the water out now, and then I'm assuming we'll probably start again tomorrow. Okay, so we took the bungs out in the end, and that released all the water. This is still the same day, and then all we use is some blue roll, and you can see all the other stuff is in there, just to wipe all the excess as much as we could get. And then so we're going to call it a night now, and hopefully this will dry a little bit overnight, and we'll come back and then we can start assessing what we need to do. We can't do a lot on the turbo conversion yet because we're waiting for the gasket. So yeah, we'll be hopefully doing some cutting and some welding tomorrow. Ooh. And yeah, basically what we really want to try and do, there's an old fellas reunion, Southend, for all the people that watch in Britain. If you ever went to Southend, it was sort of the in thing in the 90s, early noughties. It's going to be like a reunion there, and we want to get the white one done, this Escort done, and hopefully Jamie's. We'll see whether we can do it or not. Put in the comments whether you think we'll make it in all 3 cars, or how many cars you think we'll make it in. Be interesting to know what you guys think.
Because at the minute, it's none.
Right, we'll see you tomorrow. Obviously for you, it'll be a couple of seconds, but we'll see you in 24 hours. Okay, so we're gonna start doing the welding on the Escort. The first bit we're gonna do is the wheel tub. I mean, you can see holes everywhere there. Come up with a bit of a plan. We're going to cut just a little bit in from this edge all the way around, and then with this replacement piece we're going to cut this one perfectly on these edges, obviously clean it up, and then it will sit just on top of it, make it easier for us to weld. The only bit we'll have to mess about with is this bit here, because where they took it off, they've obviously ground it down. So we'll have to bend that back up and weld that back up. And then we'll weld it from this side. So it'll be welded along here. And then from underneath the car, we'll put some seam sealer and some rust protection on it. That way it's not going to leak again, hopefully. So that's going to be our first job. So we're going to cut this out, and then we'll bring you back when it's out, and we'll show you what it looks like. Okay, old one is out. There it is. New one's been cut round, but as just our luck, it's about an inch thick of seam sealer, which we've obviously got to get off because it won't weld with that on, so we've got to get that off. And then we'll grind round all these edges here, get all the paint off, everything, and obviously the top edge of this as well. And then we'll start getting it ready to be tacked in, and we'll show you that process when we're there. Okay, so this is in. It's been tacked on. As you can see, we've started welding it. Really happy with them welds as well. Now we don't need to fully weld this, so you can see the stitch that I've done there. We just need to repeat it going round, and then it's going to be seam sealed. It'll be strong. It will be strong. So that's the tank. Sorry, that's the spare wheel well, easy for me to say, ready to be welded in. Dale, while I was cutting everything out, has took the injection fuel tank off. You can see it's had a nest of mice or rats at some point in its life. Probably lucky we're taking this out, actually, because I think it's about on its last legs, if I'm honest. There's also a blockage as well. That pipe where Dale's got his hand is yeah, basically falling apart. But there's definitely a blockage as well. So we've got another tank to put in it because we're going carburettor. We don't need the injection tank. So this is the tank here, I think.
Thanks to Dom.
Thanks to Dom, who's a subscriber. So thank you, Dom. Appreciate that.
thanks Jack for the wheel well as well.
Yeah, just in case you can't hear that, Jack Cochrane, who basically donated the wheel well for us. I think it cost Al about a £5 in the end. So thank you very much for that. So I'm going to crack on and get this welded, and then I think Dale's gonna. Are you gonna fit the tank, Dale?
Not until we've done the welding.
No, not until I've done the welding, just in case. So I'll do the welding, stitch that on around here, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so it's stitch welded in, should I say? Now, originally, these probably would have been spot welded in and then seam sealed. So we've actually probably made it stronger. We've also filled in the gap there as well. So this is nice and strong. So we're gonna let this cool down. I'm gonna put some seam sealer on. That'll probably take overnight to go off, I'd imagine. And then we need to give it a paint so it doesn't start rusting. So what we're gonna do now is tackle this arch. So we'll bring you back when we're ready. Okay, we're on to the wheel arch now. Very rotten in places, you can see. So going down there. We've also took the rear bumper off as well, because it connects to this piece here. If I can get the camera angle right. So this is already on the arch, I'm hoping.
Yeah, on the back.
Yeah, on the back. So yeah, here. So what we are intending to do, if you look at the arch, you've got this curve here, then it comes higher. So that first line is there. So we're going to try and cut all the way down, same the other side, and then slip the arch up. And then what we'll do is that way we've got a nice bit of metal here that we can tack and weld to. So it makes our life nice and easier. So we'll cut this out, and then we'll bring you back. Okay, so the arch has been cut out, and I've prepped it, took the paint off, and we've slid this one up. And to be honest, it didn't need a lot chopping out of it. It actually fits quite well. We had a tiny bit at the bottom here we had to chop out, and a tiny bit at the bottom here, but inside this bit, so it all slipped in nicely. So we're gonna start stitch welding it now, because we don't want the panel to warp too much. And we'll bring you back and show you what it looks like when we're done, or about halfway through. Okay, so we're fixing the sill area now. We've cut part of a sill off, and we've also cut the piece out that we need. And we'll clean the paint off and everything else, and clean it all up so it's nice to weld. And that'll be another part done today, and we'll show you that when we're finished. I'll just show you the arch. Oh, everything's fallen over. So this is the arch. Looks a lot better. It's gone a little bit in here with the heat. It's gone a little bit here with the heat, but we'll get that with filler, and we'll probably do some filling in the next day, tomorrow. Yeah, you can just see it. So yeah, we're going to crack on and finish welding this bit up, and then we're going to call it a night because it is 6:30. Okay. Morning everyone, welcome to the next day. We've had a bit of a nightmare this morning. I had to go to B&Q and get some paintbrushes and things when we put the seam sealer and stuff on. So I left Dale just to finish off a little bit of welding, and I'll just show you what it's done. And he was struggling, and we were struggling right at the end of last night as well, and it snapped, and it snapped off on here. So I then had to go out and get a brand new torch, but hopefully that should fix our issues of the struggling with the welds. Dale has also started making some templates. So there's one here, okay, and this one would go around here. I'm just going to get in the way of Dale for a minute. So it goes around here like this. We were thinking about maybe getting another arch, but we want to get the welding done today, so we're going to make the pieces. So that's where we're up to at the moment. So once we start cutting some stuff out, and welding it back in, we'll bring you back. So this piece has been put on. Fortunately, the bumper covers a lot of this. There's a lot of rust on this little area, but we've got that done. We've put the bumper on as well to make sure everything fits, and it does fit in exactly the same place. We've also done and built up that bit there, and at the bottom, Dale is now doing the seam sealer to hide the welds. Well, not hide the welds, but it just makes it look a bit pretty. It's very, very difficult welding on rusty cars. I used to be a welder, and it's, yeah, very, very difficult. When you are a welder, you use a nice clean metal all the time, and it welds really nicely. When you go onto cars, you've got oil, you've got grease, you've got paint, rust. Sometimes, you know, doing all the prep work that you can, you think you've got it all perfect, and you go to weld it, and it just doesn't go properly. But we've got all the welding done that we need to do on the car, so we're going to just seam seal it. We've got some filling to do on the other arch, the other side, but that is all of that done. So Dale's going to make our work now look pretty with the seam sealer, and we'll bring you back when we're on to the next stage. Okay, so we're going to put the first skim of filler over the arch, and the ratio is it's supposed to be a golf ball of the creamy stuff, and then the hardener, which is the red stuff, is supposed to be a pea. Now, obviously, you're not going to measure it out like that, but you just got to sort of adjust it. And I think, if I'm right in saying, Dale puts slightly more hardener in, so it goes off a little bit faster. And then you just mix it in. When you buy this stuff, it comes with like a little plastic thing that you can mix it, and you also use that to spread it on as well. So Dale's just going to mix that.
Yay.
Right. Okay. And this is, and you just
do it before it goes off.
Yeah, get it on before it goes off.
And try and follow the lines, or else you'll be there forever sanding it.
Yeah.
The lines of the car, obviously.
So before Dale sort of learnt to do this sort of properly, he thought, I'll just put a nice thick bit on and then sand it down. And it was a big mistake, Dale, wasn't it? Because it took him absolutely ages to sand it down. So you put a little on, you sand it back, then you put a little bit more on to see where all the high spots are, the flat spots.
And curved wheel arches.
Yeah, not the easiest thing to do.
Open up. You're doing it. Come on. Temperature. Crap.
Yeah, temperature's really dropped. I mean, what time is it now? It's 5 o'clock. So the sun's gone round to the other side, so it is quite chilly in here now.
Okay.
So that's the first skim over. So we'll need to wait for that to go off.
Yeah.
And then we can start sanding back and see where it's low and high once that's gone off. Okay, so what do you think of that then? A lot of water in there, but it's held up really, really well, hasn't it? A little bit of extra welding than what we thought, but not a massive amount. But no, it's gone really, really well. Whether we'll make it South-ending it or not, we will see. We've got a lot of other jobs to do on it, but if you liked what you saw, please give us a like and a subscribe, and put some comments down as well.